Hello and welcome back to Rimworld and this nice little colony. Last time we made certain that our base was secure by turning all of the doors inwards. We've actually set up the first few art installations of the museum, which is amazing. And, you know, things are continuing to go pretty well. We had a blight last time, but we still have a ton of food stores. I mean, if you look at this, we have 375 individual potatoes, which I just assume that those are individual potatoes. They could be, like, actual barrels of potatoes, but I'm going for individual at this point. That's probably a thing. We're trying to expand our nice little walk-in refrigerator because there's just not enough space to bring in all of the food that we're actually, you know, producing at this point. And it looks like our final 2 solar panels are finally set up, which is going to work out in our favor, I swear. Very nice, very nice. Everything is under control. So what are we actually researching right now? That is a good question. Is it useful? Oh yes, smithing. That is actually really useful. We could potentially make like a sword for Robbles. I mean, I think at the point that we can make like a steel sword, Robbles is no longer going to be using his little plasteel knife, which is pretty nice. I'm gonna say it's a good weapon, but a steel sword definitely beats plasteel knives by a lot. No, we also need more storage space, don't we? I mean, there's practically no storage space remaining in this place. It's not the best. So what can we do in terms of this main stretch? We need something. Gold tile. I wish, but I mean, we don't even have any gold, so that's gonna make it pretty hard. We can throw down a steel floor in the middle. Oh, but we might not actually have any steel remaining on the map for us, so we can just tear down a bit of this extra compacted steel. I am concerned that we're going to run out of steel at some point, which is, you know, that's not going to be good for us, in case you didn't know. I mean, we do need steel for a lot of things. We'll always be able to get it from, like, dropped pods or trading for it, but, I mean, it would be better if we could get it ourselves. It is somewhat concerning. We should probably stop using metal so willy-nilly like in these metal tiles, which, although I will say fabulous, it's not really going to be the ideal situation for long-term survival of our colony. Just saying, just saying. Anyway, looks like they're getting to work. What are you guys doing? Oh, we needed additional steel for these sterile tiles. I mean, the sterile tiles are actually important. I figure that having sterile tiles will actually make the food last a bit longer. I mean, it's currently actually disgusting in the walk-in refrigerator. If someone could get to work cleaning that, that would be amazing. I would be ecstatic about that. Any chances? Probably not. Oh, I mean, in the very least, everything's getting set up. I mean, the giant hole in the wall that currently is supposed to be a cooler is probably causing some problems, given that we have a cooler trying to cool everything down. You know, Mia, are you really having another mental breakdown? What's the big problem? Seriously, it's still your brother died. I mean, you didn't like him. Come on, feeling bad. For no apparent reason you feel bad. Well, get over it. Jeez. Lucky failed in construction of a sterile tile. Some resources were wasted. Lucky. You're not allowed to build sterile tiles if you're going to waste it all. Come on now. You have to try a bit harder than that. Oh, okay. In the very least, things aren't going terribly. There has been issues within the fort regarding Mia continually being really downtrodden about the death of her brother that she didn't like to begin with. And there's also issues with Lucky being terrible at actually, you know, building things, which is never a good thing. I would prefer that my people actually knew how to build stuff. Oh, look. The second cooler is finally set up. We can set this to the target temperature of 5 degrees Celsius. So if we just do a couple of these, and then add it up to 5C. That should be good. And our cooler will be working overtime for that one. Doesn't look like it has power, though. I think we might need to hook this... Oh, no, it's connected to power. There's just not enough power in the system to actually, you know, work it out. Which might actually mean... Is this connected up to the system? It's not. These solar panels need to be connected up to the main system so they can start charging the batteries, which we probably need a few more of, really thinking about it. So, you know, we'll get that done, and we can set a storage stockpile for this one. Is there a stockpile tab down here, or do we assign it? I think it's zones. Yeah, stockpile zone. And we'll just set this up here. A second food storage stockpile. And please only accept food. I'm not going to accept anything else. Especially not corpses. I swear, if you accept corpses into our food stockpile, I'm not going to be happy. Not going to be happy at all. What are these? Oh, raw resources. No. We just want food. Perfect. So that is a nice extension to our walk-in freezer, which should, you know, keep a large amount of food good for quite a while. I think, is it summer? It's fall. It's gonna go into winter, and I figure that in winter we're not gonna be farming up any amount of food at all, so that's not gonna be the best for us. This walk-in fridge should help the situation, though. English, did you just eat raw potatoes? Don't you dare eat raw potatoes, that's ridiculous. Oh, we don't have any prepared meals. Somebody better get to work. Oh, wait, we didn't have... No, we do have a stove. Who here is a chef? Lucky's a chef, right? Well, guess what, Lucky? Your work has just been cut down to pretty much exclusively cooking. Firefighting, patient, bed rest, handle. What's that? Oh, it's a skill for animals. We need to really prioritize the construction. No, wait, we still do have the electric stove. Oh, we just don't have any bills here. I see. We need to do that. Make sure that we get the making of an infinite amount of nice little simple meals. Man, that could have been disastrous. I mean, these raw potatoes are not going to be as good as a bunch of simple meals for these people. If Lucky, you could work exclusively on the construction of meals, that'd be great. I mean, horseshoes is really not what we're looking at here. It's gonna be more like, I don't know, getting to that stove and cooking things up. No, Lucky, no, nothing? Okay, fine. You're the worst, Lucky. You are so terrible. I don't know why we wanted to save him to begin with, but I guess, you know, he's slightly important. Oh, come on, English. You broke the sterile tile again. That has to be the hardest tile to make of anything. It's also really disgusting in that freezer. Is that set as a home area? It is, so you should be cleaning that. I hope you clean that, because if you guys don't clean that freezer, I mean, all that stuff is going to go bad. Because there's just a bunch of dirt and worms and grubs in that freezer right now. Ugh. That is not acceptable, guys. Not at all. Critical alert for a poor mood. Mia, would you get... She's just a constant issue at this point. It's terrible. In the very least, it looks like we're getting the museum up and running, which is a pretty good thing. I count that as a success. Because the museum is supposed to be the pride and joy of our nice little colony here, and currently it's not quite at the point that we want it to be. Once it's up and running, I mean, I'm pretty sure that everyone will say that it is the greatest place they've ever been to. But until then, I mean, we're pretty much just a foolish little colony trying their best to be a cultural hub, when in reality, probably the most important thing we have is a House of the Dead, which is just a bunch of skeletons at this point. I do not regret creating the House of the Dead. Never will. It's just so good. It's the best place in the colony, outside of the museum, of course, which is so much better. Robbles, you doing a good job there? Is that sculptures table up? It is. We need to add a couple large sculptures onto the docket for creation. And hopefully Robbles can get to making those. I mean, ideally, what is Lucky doing right now? He's digging compacted steel. You're a miner. Come on now, Lucky. You shouldn't be mining things, and Robbles shouldn't be doing the cooking. Robbles, stop doing cooking. We're gonna take him off of the cook position. And he's just gonna do some art at this point. Because that's kind of his most important aspect at the right now. Because without him doing all of the art installations, there will be no art in the museum, and no one will come to check out our colony because, I mean, there'll be nothing to look at. I mean, the museum is really the only thing that matters. Relaxing socially. But Robbles, the large sculptures, they're going to be your greatest works and be set up in the nice little museum. Which I will say is actually pretty small when you think about it. Oh, good. Lucky's finally getting to work. Actually creating some meals. I mean, you are a chef. It is your purpose in life, pretty much. Jeez. Lucky. Ridiculous. In the very least, it looks like we've managed to cut up quite a bit of steel out of these walls over here. And we should have more than enough steel for pretty much forever, more or less. I mean, we don't... What is this? A new area has been revealed. Jump to location. What do you mean? I mean, I've seen that before. This is nothing new. I don't know what that was supposed to say. But, that was not an amazing reveal. Okay. Nice. Yet another day done. Yet another day when no one's life was threatened by anything in particular. I mean, maybe we should try to tame an animal at some point. Because, I mean, damsel, pretty cool. But if we could maybe get, like, a wolf. There was a timber wolf out here previously. Is it still out here? Oh, it is. Hey, who wants to try to, tame this timber wolf? Anyone? I don't know if this is gonna end terribly or not, but, we're gonna see regardless. She's playing horseshoes. English is consuming a simple meal. I want to know who's gonna come out and try to tame this timber wolf. We probably need... I'm guessing Mia's probably going to be the right person to, escort that person. Is it snowing? It's a hard snow right now. Wanderer joins. Jung has arrived and is joining the colony. He's a spaceship chef. Who are you? Hey, whoa. You don't just get to show up here. What is this you have? A steel mace? Wow, that's actually pretty cool. I'm gonna level with you. But who are you, Jung? Let's check this guy out. Nobody seems to like him very much. Ooh, Lucky really doesn't like him. What kind of person are you? You seem to be... In your childhood, you were a video gamer. I can understand that. That's pretty good. He's incapable of scary jobs and cleaning. Seems to be pretty social, good with medicine, cooking. He's not a bad guy. Hard-working, which is pretty nice. Physically dull. Oh, psychically dull. I always see physically. It's psychically dull. That's unfortunate, Young. Although I guess that's pretty good because psychic phenomena don't affect him that much, and he appears to be gay, which is fine. Jung, you can do what you want to. But if in some way it gets in the way with, I don't know, the social... Is that any part of the social issues that are going on here? Let's just check something. Social. Your opinion towards Jung? No, okay, no, it doesn't appear to be causing any form of an issue, which is good. It shouldn't. If any of you have any problem with this situation, I'm gonna find you and punch you, unless you're Robbles, because I can't... I mean, I'm not gonna try to punch Robbles. That's not gonna work out in our favor. Robbles is, I'm gonna guess, a bit better at fighting than I am. Generally best to not punch him. Jung, although I do really appreciate your mace, you have, of course, taken up a rifle instead. Oh, are you gonna butcher up this fox? Oh, I forgot that we killed that fox. Can you actually make a headdress out of it? Because that'd be amazing. Oh, and look, Robbles is working on his first great large wooden sculpture. Who knows what's going to be in there? look, red fox skin. That's great. We need some components for the tailoring bench. Looks like we have one single component there, but that's not going to be enough. Do we have any more compacted machinery in here? What's that? Oh yeah, there we go. These walls seem to create actual components when you mine them up, so that is perfect. Well, what actual work can Jung do? Looks like he can do pretty much anything. That's good. He's on growing, hunting, cooking, warden. Oh, prisoners. No, we don't take prisoners. That's not something that we do. We kill all people who try to kill us. It's kind of how I roll. You know, we are to be feared, not to be loved. It's the life of our particular colony. Young, what are you wearing? Can you wear like some sort of jacket? Is this a jacket right here? Yeah, that's an alpaca wool jacket. Maybe that could be pretty nice. I think he's fine wearing what he has right now. He kind of looks like... He's got kind of like that vicar collar, so I think he's a combination preacher and some sort of like dude from the street, because that's like a nice little dude from the street beanie. So he's a preacher from the street, despite the fact that he's a spaceship chef. I mean, his What? As English draws near and the ancient wall, a sense of foreboding overcomes her. She isn't sure why, but she feels this dusty structure may contain great danger. Ancient danger? Let's just cancel that. This entire section is officially a no-go. No one goes near this wall. There is some sort of antediluvian creature within there. Can we find any other compacted machinery? There we go. Okay, this place is evil. English has, despite the fact that she's 80 years old, she appears to have connected to the psi web and realized that there's an antediluvian threat within. Oh, that was close. That was close. We've got it under control, though. Are we really low food? We only have 20 full bars worth of food in storage. That's unfortunate. I mean, we are growing a lot of additional food. We should probably hunt up some more animals. We could probably take down a megatherium at this point if we get our gunners in there. Actually, I think we should finish off this episode with a little megatherium hunt. Guys, prepare yourselves. Mia, English, and Lucky are going to move in on this megatherium and begin a megatherium hunt. Are you guys ready for this? This isn't going to be an easy fight. Last time someone tried to fight a megatherium, things went a bit downhill. Just saying. I mean, this megatherium is asleep, which is helpful. Mia, where are you at? You coming over here? There we go. So guys, prep for contact. We're going to take this thing down. All of you, open fire on the megatherium. Leave no survivors! Bada boom! Oh, look at you. You think you're so cool, megatherium? You're done. Now we just need to butcher it up and eat it. Perfect. Man, we're going to be able to feast on that megatherium for days. I'm telling you right now. Days upon days. Young? Oh, we don't have a bed for Young yet. Oh, that's not good. We're gonna have to build one. We're gonna have to build him a nice steel bed. Just build it right there. Can we get Robbles to prioritize that? He's not a constructor anymore. I thought he was an architect. I thought that was like his thing. Ugh. In the very least, English can go prioritize the creation of a bed. And we'll have to get him his own room at some point, but for now, he's just gonna have to sleep in the common room. Which I will say is much better than sleeping outside, because that's pretty bad. Anyway, for now, that will bring us to the end of this episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. Next time, we'll get to figure out exactly who this Young is, outside of being a preacher from the street who's also a chef, which is strange. We'll get to actually butcher a megatherium, which is probably my favorite thing. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the megatherium that killed Glasses, but it could have been, and that could be some form of actual, you know, revenge for that whole event. But anyway, until next time, Thanks for watching, and of course, enjoy the rest of your day.